A Silicon Valley startup founder walks into a Tokyo conference room. He's got his pitch deck, his ideas, and absolutely no idea he's about to commit all kinds of social crimes. "Let's cut to the chase," he says, interrupting the tea ceremony. The Japanese executives share a look that roughly translates to, "Did this barbarian just..." And that's how $1 billion deal died before the PowerPoint even loaded. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why your Western honesty would rather be called social terrorism in Asia, and what things could ruin your face. Let's start with the little things that can destroy everything, like business cards. In the West, you grab it, maybe glance at it, and shove it in your pocket next to your gum wrapper. That would be entirely normal. Do that in Japan, and you might as well have just slapped their grandmother. You're supposed to receive it with both hands, study it like it's the Mona Lisa, make an appreciative comment, then carefully place it in a special holder. Because that card is their professional soul in paper form. Say that person becomes your best friend and he gives you a gift for your birthday. In the West, you would open his gift immediately and gush about how much you love it. In Asia, you put it aside and open it later in private. Why? Because if you don't like it, now nobody has to watch you pretend. That's emotional damage control, and actually quite smart. Another small difference is the personal space. Westerners need a 3-foot bubble minimum. Asians will stand close enough that you can smell what they had for breakfast. Neither is wrong, but one is definitely uncomfortable. And my personal favorite, the payment fight. When the check comes at an Asian restaurant, everyone's fighting to pay, grabbing the check, shoving credit cards at the waiter. In America, they just split it 8 ways on Venmo and call it a day. Meanwhile, Dave from Ohio is over here with his calculator trying to figure out who ordered the extra spring roll. Chinese business dinners are even worse. You know that thing where they keep refilling your plate? That's a social test. If you manage to finish everything, you're actually a glutton. And by leaving too much, you're ungrateful. Leave exactly the right amount, and maybe you get the contract you've always wanted. Meanwhile, Dave is over here thinking he's being polite by cleaning his plate like his mama taught him, not realizing he just signaled that his hosts are cheap. But here's the thing. All these behaviors exist to protect something Asians value above almost everything else. They've got this thing called face. Not your actual face you watch every morning, but your social credit score. Before social credit scores were digital. And once you lose face, good luck getting it back. Because that's like trying to unburn toast. My Chinese colleague once spent 3 hours crafting an email to tell her boss his idea wouldn't work. 3 hours. The email was longer than this script and had more metaphors than a poem. In America, that email would look like this. "No, Dave, that's stupid, you're stupid." But here's what Dave doesn't understand. When you destroy someone's face in Asia, you don't just hurt their feelings. You affect their marriage prospects, their kids' school applications, their parking spot at work. That's why they developed this beautiful, elaborate system of saying, "You're an idiot." Now imagine trying to communicate when every word could be a face-destroying weapon. Dear students, I just wanted to thank you all because we've just hit 5,000 subscribers. I love your support and it really keeps me going. Also, if you're not subscribed yet, please do so. Also, in the West, guilt is personal property. You mess up, you own it. Maybe do some self-reflection, post about your growth journey on LinkedIn, and move on. Even with an enormous failure, you can always do a career switch and do your own TED Talk. In Asia, that guilt is a family inheritance that compounds interest across generations. Make one bad decision and you've just mortgaged your descendants' reputations for the next century. Your great-grandkid will be sitting in a job interview in 2090, and somehow your questionable life choices from 2024 will still be relevant to that conversation. Let me break this down for you. Westerners think conversation is like Amazon delivery. Fast, direct, straight to your door. I need it like this, here's my feedback, or no, that's wrong. Bang, bang, bang. They value efficiency as a top priority. Meanwhile, in Asia, they're over here treating conversation like defusing a bomb. Every word is carefully selected, wrapped in 3 layers of politeness, and delivered with the understanding that one wrong move and everyone's honor explodes. When a Japanese businessman says it would be difficult, he means absolutely fucking not, and I can't believe you even suggested this. When a Westerner says, "That's interesting," they mean, "That's interesting." And when they say, "That's the greatest thing I've ever heard in my entire life," that's interesting as well. See the problem? My Korean friend once told me about his first American performance review. His manager said, "You need to speak up more in meetings." He heard, "Your entire existence is inadequate and you're probably getting fired." The manager meant, literally, just talk more. 3 months of therapy could have been avoided with a cultural translator. And this whole face-saving communication system creates something even more complex. Then there's the dynamics of power. America spent the last 300 years having revolutions about equality. They guillotined kings, wrote constitutions, and decided that the intern deserves to challenge his boss if his idea is better. But that's completely incomprehensible to 60% of the world. In Korea, everything is decided based on your age. They literally have different words for friend, depending on whether someone was born 3 months before you. You know what this means? It means a 31-year-old Samsung manager will defer to a 30-year-old incompetent because he emerged from the womb 365 days earlier. The older guy could be suggesting they invest in Blockbuster Video, and everyone nods because of his seniority. Somehow it actually works though, because when everyone knows their place, nobody wastes energy on power struggles. The 31-year-old eventually retires. The 30-year-old genius gets his turn, and the company doesn't implode for at least 1 year. I once watched Dave the consultant try to flatten the hierarchy at a Japanese company. He might as well have suggested they all get face tattoos and join a motorcycle gang. That would have gotten the same results. He genuinely thought he was helping them, because in his world, individual initiative is sacred. People from the West are raised on a steady diet of follow your dreams and you do you. Your happiness is your responsibility. Your success is your achievement. And if your family doesn't like your life choices, then that's their problem. It's liberating, and also why they have more serial entrepreneurs and more serial killers than any other developed nation, which is also because of other things, of course. Meanwhile, in Asia, you're not the main character. You're part of an ensemble cast that's been running for 5,000 years, and if you fuck up your lines, you're ruining it for everyone. No pressure. My Vietnamese friend wanted to be an artist. You know what his parents said? "We didn't survive a war and eat grass so you could paint flowers." He's an accountant now, with a weekend painting hobby, and honestly, he seems happier than my American friend who followed his passion into $200,000 of art school debt. The American dream says you can be anything, while the Asian dream says you will be a doctor, lawyer, or engineer, and you'll like it because your grandmother's sacrifices deserve a return on investment. So what about that Silicon Valley founder who failed miserably in Tokyo? He could have saved his billion-dollar deal with one question. How do things work here? But he didn't. Because like most of us, he thought his cultural etiquette was like all others. So don't be like him or Dave. And subscribe to Rice Degree so you won't miss these important lessons.